So these are some Battle of Legends cards that I see in value in and believe is worth investing in for a couple of reasons. Obviously, they're the high rarities. They're not like commons or rares or supers. They're pretty high rarities. If they do get more reprints, the chances of the reprints being lower rarities, like commons, rares, and supers, are more likely. So these will still have some value in the long run. So it's more of a long-term investment than a short-term. But you never know; they could go up in value real quick. So right off the bat, the 5 cards I want to talk about is Trishula, Ice Barrier Dragon, right? Bujinti, Tsukuyomi, Vanity's Fiend, MX Saber Invoker, and Zaphion the Time Lord. There's a lot of cards in the Battle of Legends Light Revenge set, or the Baller set as I like to call it. There's a lot of good cards in there. It's definitely worth investing in a whole bunch of it. Like Exoton Knight, Big Eye. Those are some other cards worth investing in. There's some cards that just came out and they're only in that set right now. They're worth investing in. They're relatively cheap because no one's looking into them, you know what I mean? But eventually they might start seeing play. They might get more support, like the dolphin and the whale synchros. They might see some support down the line, so they will be worth investing. But in the time being, you want to be able to get you should get a Zaphion the Time Lord. That's something you should just have it. At least one play set for you to play if you ever decide to play it. But if not, at least it's a nice little cheap investment. They're roughly about $1 around about now. They're like $1 something. So you can get a play set for like $3 something. Has a good effect, of course. Bouncing your opponent's spells and traps back into their deck. That's always going to be good in almost any meta, right? Because it's a really good effect. So it makes it a pretty good tech card. It's water, so that could be relevant. It's a fairy, that could also be relevant. It's a 10-star, that could be relevant. So moving on. MX Saber Evoker mainly is because of link summoning. It has some use. The fact that you can take 2 level 3 monsters, overlay, make Invoker, detach, and then bring out level 4 warrior or beast warrior monster from your deck onto the field has its benefits. You can also summon. You can use MX Saber Invoker in Shadow Samurais, and they probably make more Earth like warrior decks out there that might have a combination of 3 to 4 level 3s and level 4s. So it'd be a good idea to just grab a couple of them for now. I mean, think about it. When MX Saber Invoker only had one printing, a lot of people wanted it because it was useful in certain combos, like the Terror Top combo and whatnot. So obviously it has some importance. Vanity's Fiend, because it's the monster version of Vanity's Emptiness. So obviously it's worth getting for any tribute-based decks, especially for link format. A lot of people are going to be summoning from their extra deck because of link summoning, and you can use Vanity's Fiend since it's it's a tribute monster. It's searchable, in certain decks. If people decide they want to play Monarchs or keep playing like true Draco, decks, they could use Vanity's Fiend since it is a tribute monster. Then you got the Bujinti Tsukuyomi. He requires 2 level 4 monsters to make. You need at least a minimum of 1 card in your hand. You detach, discard your hand, draw 2 cards, right? That'd be very useful when you're in any like level 4 light base deck. You can use it in counter fairies. You can, in case you're in a situation where you need to draw some back row, right? I do that sometimes, so that's why I recommend it. You could play it in magic bullets, especially if you tie to the Brethrens, and then the next turn you you overlay 2 level 4s and then get some extra draws. It's a decent monster. Any deck that can summon 2 level 4 monsters can definitely benefit from this card. Especially if you end up in like in a soul charge scenario where like you soul charge because your opponent broke your board and you soul charge and you can exceed summon and start making some plays and then quickly come back by drawing 2 cards, right? Just by discarding 1 card from your hand. So that will always have some type of use later on because it's relatively generic for light-based decks. And then Trishula is a generic level 9 synchro, of course. It always sees play come in and out of the game. It has a really decent effect, of course. And you never know, there might be more decks that comes out that will need 9-star synchros, especially if you're trying to do like 9-star exceed plays or something. So these are definitely cards worth investing in. Try to get a whole bunch because you could eventually end up playing them, because there are decks that's coming out that you could play them in, as well as other people will see value in these cards and be like, oh yeah, I want these cards. And since you bought a whole bunch of them because you're invested in them, you can make some profit. And that's the end of the video.